And we are live. As you can see, Shane is in his car. That's how determined he is to talk about this. Shane's had a hell of a week at work, and of course, he picks the wrong week to not to do this on. Ugh.
Yeah, I first wanted to say a couple things to a couple of you who are going to watch us. Whoever, if we get to 10, I'll be shocked. But thank you for the people who are going to watch this. And there's a chance that I might cut out a little bit because I will be driving through this thing. So just bear with me. It'll be no better than the internet at my house that you are already used to. So that's pretty solid. But yeah, it's been a chaotic week. But today, the other thing I wanted to say is if my boss is watching this, I did not spend any time on my phone. I wasn't on Twitter at all. I was completely focused on the task at hand, and I was not paying attention. So now that we got that out of the way, holy shit, what a day.
Oh man, I think Shane was on Twitter more than I was today.
that was the only way that I was getting my updates was through Twitter. So I was like just trying to get on there, and I was enjoying it. And man, I was the adrenaline was keeping me going through this long day. So yeah, and then the other thing is who picks a Wednesday to release this information? I cannot tell you how bummed I was, and like how much I was crying. That I'm like, my favorite movie by my favorite director on a live stream, and it has to be on possibly the worst week that it could possibly be on. And but hey, it's happened. I'll definitely catch it over the weekend. I'll rewatch it. But yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, I have no idea how bummed I was.
Yeah, no, Wednesday, but as we all could see, the reason why Wednesday was because the trades were gearing up and ready to go to release this information. So Snyder wanted to say it himself, so he had to rush it. So if anybody doesn't know, which I don't know how you wouldn't at this point, the Snyder Cut is going to be released in 2021 through HBO Max. What a time. What a precedent, really, more than anything. It finally came true. I saw somebody make this saying earlier, and I'll kind of just sum it up. But it was just all these journalists and all this stuff, all these Hollywood insiders, the ones that said it was never going to happen. It doesn't make sense to happen. And I saw this one person put it, that's just the old Hollywood way. They can tell you how it can't happen or it won't happen, but they'll never tell you how it can happen because that's just the old Hollywood way. And welcome to the new Hollywood way, where a director gets his vision of a movie released in the way that he wants it released.
So I definitely, and this goes right in the same vein as that, is the old way of Hollywood versus now all of a sudden the era of streaming that we're in right now. Is I believe, and I'm happy to eat crow, that I said something probably at the beginning of this year during a live stream that it won't be released probably for another 5 years is what I was thinking. Within 5 years, I did not think at any point that it would be within 5 months. The fact that it came this fast, and I'm more than happy to eat my words because holy crap. What an exciting day, and it's finally here, and everything, all the work that everyone put into it is finally come to fruition. We finally have what we've worked so hard for, and man, what a time and what a different era to be in this streaming, that every streaming platform is trying to just get the most original content that they can and really capitalize. And what a smart move by HBO Max, by AT&T, Warner Media, whatever you want to call it, to do this, to pull this off. Like it's awesome.
Yeah, this is again, guys. This is unprecedented. This is just something new. Hollywood's never done this before. This has never happened before, and it's unlikely, and it's likely that it's going to happen more. And as I already see here with Jose M, the air cut, and you can already tell that air is chomping at the bit as we speak, because now he sees this. He's already congratulating Snyder. He already did this little thing with Jared Leto's Joker, this little video he put out. He is already chomping at the bit to get his turn now, and the likelihood is that it will happen. We could actually be in the time where we get the air cut and the Snyder cut. Little late, but we will get those visions that were originally supposed to happen. And that's truly that's what makes it all so damn worth it. So I want to talk. Go ahead, man.
Oh, the one thing that I just want to say, just based on my initial reaction, I was at work trying to follow along. Matt was helping keeping me updated, and the Twitter as well. Everyone on Twitter, and talking about the times that we're in and everything right now is so awesome. And my initial reaction was just how happy and how stoked I was for the Snyder family, for Zack Snyder, for Deborah. And then just really like kind of thinking about everything that they've been through with Autumn and how much that family deserves this victory. And it's fantastic. And as you said, like then the next step is, I'm seeing all these people who are, it's almost like we are happy, we're stoked, but now it's like, oh, on to the next thing. We've proven that this can happen. So now maybe we get the haircut, and maybe Warner Brothers or AT&T does what Matt and I have suggested for a long time and starts going back to the well on a lot of unfinished projects. Why not? If you're looking for original content, you've obviously proven that there's an audience for it, for sure.
So with all those trades and everything that are releasing, a lot of information came out. I think the best one is the Hollywood Reporter article. It had the most details, which is kind of funny because the Variety one had some details, but they're the ones that also did the pipe dream article. So fuck them. Hollywood Reporter got. I will also say that there's some people that are out there that are like, yeah, we got some of these fuckers, we got some of these people, the deniers and stuff like that. And I was like, did we really care about talking shit to them and stuff like that? But some of them there is. I do find it funny that Bill Jet Ramey, Batman on film, he is now private, whatever that is, like privatized his tweets and shit, so no one can see him.
Oh my
and only his followers. So yeah, all that shit that he talked, that big ass hole he dug, and as soon as it's announced, he whatever that is, like locked down his tweets and everything. That's pretty funny.
So I initially was going to take the high road, and I was like, you know what, kind of same thing for you of like, that's not what this victory was about, is to rub it in the face of the deniers. It was about coming together as one and making something happen for the Snyder family. And then I started seeing more people kind of double down on like, well, it doesn't matter. Why would you release something? And comparing it to like Infinity War. And why would you release Infinity War when you can't get Endgame? And just saying a bunch of stupid shit, and it pissed me off a little bit. And so that's where the last for you wrestling fans, the DX tweet came from. Is I was like, you know what, you all can suck it. Like we put in so much work for this thing. Why do you have to be like deniers and naysayers about this whole thing? Just let me be, man.
Dude, thank you very much. Little gift. As I said, thank you for what you've done through the years. I'm not sure what an SEK is. I'm sure that's whatever your currency is. Thank you. No matter what it adds up to, I have no idea. But thank you very much, 80s Wolf. And I've seen you in the comments all the time, man. Thank you for being here through all this stuff. All the videos that we have done for this particular topic and everything. It's been a fucking trek. It's just been a long ass journey for the most part, but there is something kind of funny on our older videos. A lot of people have been going back to our older videos about this stuff and saying it's saying like, oh, are you here because of this? Like whatever, going back to our older things. And so I clicked on one of our older videos and I was scrolling through the comments, and there's the people that are like, oh, fuck you, move on. Why are you still talking about this and all that? And I was like, So I went to the HBO Max tweet and I started going down the list of all the people saying that, and I was responding like 6 months later with the tweet from HBO Max saying the Snyder Cut was released.
Oh my gosh, that's petty and beautiful.
It is
at
petty.
The same time.
But I was there in the comments and I was kind of like looking at it, like there was a couple of them that were just real big dickheads about it. So I was like, I'm just gonna send you that link. I'm gonna send you that link so now you can see it. Like there was something saying it will never come out. Why are you talking about this? There's no way. And so I was like, what the hey? I'll send you the HBO Max link right now.
I hate the fact too that some of them are even like, oh well, even since it's coming out, it's not like it's gonna be good. Okay, fuck off. Like then what is the point? That's my whole thing, is that people know that Snyder's name gain some sort of traction. Like you can, what do they call it? The impressions, the social media impressions,
yes,
are through the roof, regardless. And people know that, and so they're going to continue to talk about it. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck off. And one of the things that I did want to say too is, like you said, it's been a long road, and this has been the longest 2.5 years that has felt like 10 years. Like everything that we've done. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit of glare here. But everything that we've done, it's felt like 10 years. And the fact that it's only been 2.5, like, wow, what a ride, what a road. And to be a part of like the Snyder Con event, and you know the tweets and just everything has been fantastic.
Jose M, your Donner Cut video will likely blow up. Your Snyder Cut explained videos. That's what people were going back to anyway. I don't know if they'll blow up, but we had comments on our Donner one and a couple of our older Snyder Cut explained type breakdowns. So we had people going back to those and commenting like, it's done, we won, and all this stuff. So it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. So, okay, I really want to get to this Hollywood Reporter article real quick. Okay, basically, it's released, guys. It will be an entirely new thing. Zack Snyder's $20 million plus Justice League cut plans revealed. HBO Max will debut a project in 2021, possibly in a 4-hour director's cut or in a 6 TV-style chapters, as the Helmer gets the gang back together with the original post-production crew to score, cut, and finish the visual effects. So there's that thing right there. It could be one super cut for the most part, or it could be broken up in chapters. Later on in the article, it actually says that's Snyder's idea for breaking it up into like episodic form. So, well, we'll get more into that. One thing I found really interesting is it was talking about Toby Emmerich, chairman of WB Pictures, was acknowledging the movement, and more importantly, was willing to accede. This is real. People out there want it. Would you guys consider doing something? So basically, he called Snyder, and if this is true, I don't know if this is saving face or not. I don't know if Snyder's just going to play ball with these guys after what they did to him. But if it's Emmerich that actually did call him, whew, that's juicy. And that's sweet right there. And well deserved. To have Emmerich come crawling back.
I love the line. Right? The line at the very end of the article, I don't remember exactly what it was verbatim, but I found it very interesting that he still...
Oh, Shane cut out for a second there.
Played... Yeah, like you said... All right, am I good?
Okay, go ahead. Keep talking now.
Okay, all right. I'll have to knock it out quick. But Snyder took the high road, and... And he still mentions like, oh, WB, you know, they're a director's studio or something along those lines.
Yeah. He says they're brave.
Wow, really? Okay, that's not the word I would have used. But yeah, again, he's still showing allegiance to Warner Brothers. And hey, you know, like you said, if Toby Emmerich's the one who reached out to him, how fascinating.
And it keeps continuing talking about, will it be released? It's still unsure if it will be released in a 4-hour director's cut or chapters, blah, blah, blah. It's also unclear of the cost of the endeavor. One source pegged it in the effort of 20 million range, although another source says the figure could be closer to 30 million. The parties involved had no comment. Okay, so whatever.
40 million?
Yeah, I mean, it could go up and go down. Inflation sucks, kids. Snyder says it will be an entirely new thing, and especially talking to those who have seen the released movie, a new experience apart from that movie. Zack Snyder tells the Hollywood Reporter nothing that to this day he has not watched the version released in theaters. We knew that already. Before Emmerich calling the Snyder, I was always, and this is something really interesting about the mindset of Snyder. He says, I always thought it was a thing that in 20 years, maybe somebody would do a documentary and I could lend them the footage, little snippets of the cut no one has ever seen. He was basically thinking Richard Donner from the fucking thing. He just never thought this was going to happen. And he thought he was going to be Richard Donner for the most part. And that's crazy to think that's how, well, it's not necessarily crazy because it makes sense. The way old Hollywood works is that's what will happen. You have to wait until everybody is gone, so no one's egos are hurt, and yada, yada, yada. You know, all that bullshit. So you have to get through all that in order to get to this point. But guess what? AT&T is in there. They don't care about your petty shit, and they got a streaming service they want to sell. Which, if you checked out our Twitter today, Shane and I both became new customers of HBO Max at their promotional rate of $11.99.
Right. Yeah, no kidding. I really feel like I want an HBO Max t-shirt in kind of the design of the NWO, because I really feel that this is a new world order of streaming, brother. Like, it's just this, everything that's going on has changed the landscape of how these movies, and, you know, like we said, Toby Emmerich, comes crawling back, and how the different companies are trying to compete against each other has changed everything. 2.5 years later, here we are. Even Snyder himself was like, I don't know, 20 years, maybe they'll do a documentary on it. And boom, here we go.
It talks about Zack Snyder feeding the movement, stoking those hot embers for the most part, and then seeing those seeds that he planted, Aquaman's Jason Momoa and Gal Gadot, or a lot of them I've been hearing saying Gaul. It's really weird. Snyder and Henry Cavill both call her, and Ray Fisher all called her Gaul. So I'm almost wondering if we're all saying the name wrong this whole freaking time. Who knows? But Momoa and Momoa and Gadot obviously becoming huge. So they're seeing those little things implemented. So again, Aquaman doing well was a big factor to Snyder getting this done. That was, a lot of people were saying we should have boycotted them. Don't give them any more money. But really looking at it, Wonder Woman and Aquaman becoming big helps the momentum of Snyder. It was a 2-year anniversary, however. The hashtag hit top worldwide trend. Released the Snyder Cut is the most tweeted hashtag about a movie that WB has ever made, but it's a movie they've never released, says Snyder. It's a weird stat, but it's cool. I could just see him saying that too. Yeah, it's a weird stat, but it's cool.
It's cool.
It's cool. This goes back to that report about the screening, and he says that a number of executives were in the room. Apparently, he had this down in Pasadena at his house. He brought WB executives, HBO Max executives, DC executives, all down to Pasadena. Didn't invite us. I don't fucking know why. This is bullshit. Anyway,
come on. I'm still waiting for my invitation.
There were more than a dozen in attendance, ranging from Warner's Emmerich, Carolyn Blackwood, Walter Hamada, HBO Max's Kevin Riley, Sarah Aubrey, Sandra Dewey, and DC's Jim Lee. Showed the importance of the potentially extensive undertaking, heads of the physical production and business affairs, where there is where they to assess what is needed to be done and how much it'll cost. At his presentation after the screening, Snyder outlined the ideas of not just releasing the cut, but a concept of episodes and cliffhangers. So again, back to that episode, and it's Snyder's idea to add like these cliffhangers to it. It sounds like he must have this really cool fucking idea of how he wants to end these. Like if they do it episodically, he must have some kind of awesome idea on how to end it and just like make you go fuck like the whole time. That's all I can think of is he must have some kind of really cool idea to make that suggestion. The executives. Oh, hold on real quick. The executives left the meeting pumped, which is kind of funny because Signor must have talked to that one person that wasn't so excited. Go ahead, man.
I was just going to say there's a part of me that's kind of like, we waited this long for you to release it in parts. We did all of this for you to release it in parts and continue to cock tease us like you did with all over Vero this entire time. And, I at the end of the day, I'll be happy no matter how we get it. But that was part of me when I was reading the article. It was like, what? In parts? I know people had speculated on that and had said, oh, how great would this be? And yeah, he must have a fantastic idea. Otherwise, he wouldn't do it. He also, the article talks about him showing it to them in black and white, which I thought was very fascinating. Like he stuck with the black and white instead of a color. I don't know why he chose that, but I thought that was interesting. But yeah, part of me was, do I want this in parts? I feel like I just want to watch all 4 hours of it all at once.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes down. And basically, the infection, the virus that is going on right now, actually kind of may have halted things for the most part. But they pushed forward. There's VFX houses that need work. And hey, look, there's already a filmed movie that needs work. So this way they can give some people some work and they could push forward. So that's kind of good that this thing, it might have slowed it down a little bit when it comes to the new additional photography that he wants to do. but for sure, this actually is moving forward. It did get slowed down, but yeah, it is what it is on that one. Cyborg, the first person he called was Ray Fisher's Cyborg. He was like, "You're kidding me, right?" And it's funny watching Ray Fisher's Twitch. He talked about how that was such a generous quote by Zack, because he said there was a lot of cussing in that, and it was a lot more like, "Are you?" Like, it should have been, "You're fucking kidding me," probably, but he probably just kept it calm for him. This movie was a culmination of it. Deborah Snyder talks about this movie was a culmination of a hero's journey that was all these characters went on, says Deborah Snyder. And the idea was that it was to build them up to be the heroes the people expected. Yeah. And then, of course, this is the quote right here at the end that Shane is talking about. Zack says, "The return to the this return to the pedigree, and to let my singular vision of my movie be realized in this format, in this length, is unprecedented and a brave move." And clearly it wouldn't be and what does he say? Where the hell is that one, actually? Where the hell's the one where he says that they're what's so lovely about we get to explore the characters? Wow, well, oh, there it is. Clearly they wouldn't be happening without them, Zack says. He also credits Warner's for living up to their old reputation as the filmmaker studio. The old reputation, really old, not so much anymore. Right? Not so much anymore. So that's that. Let's go back here now. And I think we're going to add... Oh, man, thank you again, Dana Steele. You are the man. And we have a special guest to join us. Boom.
What?
Our comrade in arms.
Oh, yeah, man.
What up?
What is up, man? Please drive safe, man. We need you alive here. All right, you got to make it to the Snyder Cut. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, no kidding.
We need to get you there. Oh God, what a big day, guys! What a big day.
Dude.
Yeah,
It's the culmination of everything. Yeah, dude,
oh, yeah.
I mean, this thing has been going on for so long. So much stuff has happened, and we all of us here have made so many videos about it. It just did. Yeah, here we are.
I mean, I remember when we were starting our channels, like we only had like a couple hundred subscribers each, right? Before this whole cut thing even started, man. Like, it's just crazy how time flies. You know, time flies. I got a mustache now. You know?
A crazy mustache, right?
It's taking a couple years. Got a mustache, people.
It's not even that good. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Gotta get rid of that shit. But yeah, man.
Well, maybe in 2021, symbolically, you can get rid of it. That's
yes.
Kind of like, get rid of the mustache.
Yeah. Yes. That's definitely where we're going to go here.
just like Henry needs to. I saw him. He had the mustache, and I'm like, "Henry, you're out of character. Don't have that damn thing on. Okay, get rid of it right away." He even talks about, he's like, I want to have a mustacheless Superman. And even Snyder doesn't even know how to describe it. He's like, yeah, that thing. What was that thing? Like the thing they did? Like, he's like, and Henry's like, yeah, the mustache. Like, he just feels so, he's like, he's so broken. Oh, man, thank you very much, Mr. Andy Summers, for your contribution to the...
That's awesome. Thank you.
To this little thing.
I couldn't believe it. You know, I took the whole day off for this, so I thought I was going to get burned like in the last 10 minutes. I was like, oh shit!
You were messaging me like, what the fuck's going on, man? What's going on? No, this is fucked up.
Yeah.
And there was other people too in our messages like fucking saying, oh no, they're fucking trolling us. They're trolling us. This is the ultimate troll move. Are you kidding me? Like, there's a lot. We got a couple of those that was pretty funny.
Oh, dude.
I actually did text Matt when I was at work and said, hey, so did they not release anything? Because I was trying to pay attention roughly around the time when I thought they might have. And people are like, oh, no, either they're trolling or it's not going to happen. I'm like, wow, I can't believe all of this. It seemed like this was the day. And then, boom, it eventually comes out.
Yeah, man. Yeah. When Henry Cavill showed up, that gave me like huge hope. Like, that was like a huge moment. I never expected to see him on there. You know what I'm saying? Hope. You know, give you a lot of hope. It's like a river, and it comes back around, and there's something about car keys. But like, you know how it is.
Oh my god, all the people with the Spider-Man questions. I was just like,
Right.
you just shut your mouth. Yeah,
I
that
almost
was
thought we were going down that road again. Yeah.
yeah, that was it was a little bit of an awkward presentation with all those people that obviously did not have a proper setup for this stuff. But hey, whatever. I'm not gonna fault them for the most part. I thought for the most part it turned out well. It was a little weird, but yeah, Henry Cavill was there. I thought they were going to have the whole cast. I thought Affleck was going to show up. Godot. I thought they were going to have everybody just start showing up on Zoom, and I was going to be like, oh my god, they got the league together on Zoom. But that Henry Cavill works because it's kind of funny that he's the one to, I don't know, kind of get it. Say, hey, you should release it for the most part. When he was the one that held out on saying release the Snyder Cut on November 17th, since he was the one that kind of held out. I think it's kind of fitting in some sense, actually, that it was him. And I thought for a moment, you can hear in our video when I was recording that, I thought when Snyder was turning the iPad, he's like, oh, how about this? I thought he was going to show a trailer. And I'm yelling in the back, trailer! I thought it was, I even text Shane right away. I'm like, they're going to show a fucking trailer. But it was just a picture. That's cool. I thought it was going to be a trailer, though. I really thought it was going to be a trailer.
Yeah. I was just blown away that there was a date. Like, just a year was like mind blowing to me. Like, they have a year. Like, this is it's gonna be. It's closer now than ever before, right? Like, it's just right there, and I hope they don't push it back, right? We don't have to sit and wait for this to be longer. I would.
If anything, they might try to push it forward. I mean, if they can. I mean, it depends on that additional photography.
Yeah, because of the pandemic and stuff. I understand why they need more time and stuff.
If they can get that done in a reasonable amount of time, there's a good chance. Because I mean, the movie's it's for the most part, it's close to being. Well, they're talking about a 4-hour director's cut, so that means there's stuff from like his assembly cut he wants to pull.
Yeah.
So that stuff's probably even more like. That probably adds up to the fact that it's no longer 2:14. It's now what is
like
that?
10:14.
We're gonna be in a coma by the end of this thing. So now that he's adding this shit, now it escalates more of like what actually needs to be done. So so that probably does throw a little bit. But again, like Deborah was talking about in the article, is that this helps the VFX houses and stuff like that, because there's some that are not getting any work now because no one's doing anything. So there's this movie that's ready to go for the most part, and bam, look at that. We got some VFX work helping the economy, boosting it up. Snyder Cut saved 2020, kids.
Yeah.
Boom. Yep. Exactly.
This year was
there
dead.
You go.
This was dead.
Yeah, when
Snyder
Sonic is your
2020.
highest grossing movie of the year, I mean, that's when you're fucking having issues and shit.
Whoa. That's a fantastic movie, all right? Don't put that down.
It is. I'm glad it beat Birds of Prey, because then Birds of Prey would have been the highest grossing.
Right.
But, man, it just, it's here, guys. It's here. All this shit, the fucking posters, we went and talked to Momoa, all this crap, man. Like, just, man. What a time. What a goddamn time, man.
For sure. What a ride.
Yeah. We're riding. Shane's on right now.
Yeah, we're riding with Shane.
Exactly.
See? Yeah, man. I would have cried if I wasn't screaming so loud. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I wasn't freaking out so loud, I would have cried. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was stoked. I had a huge adrenaline boost afterwards, and like if you go back to that thing, I may cut it up and just do that ending part. But yeah, just me in the background screaming trailer, because I thought first, and I'm just like trailer. Oh shit! and I kind of got word that the girl was going to ask the question, so I knew whenever she was going to be talked to, that she was going to be the one asking the question, and so she kept dropping out. I don't know. Something was wrong with her connection. She was from Chile. So she said that she's all the way down in Chile. And her connection kept dropping. And I'm like, no, you need to stay. You're the one that's supposed to ask the question. I was told that you're the one that's going to be asking the question. Yeah. Oh, shit. No. And then finally, when she started talking, I put like, here we go in the text and everything. And and then she asked it finally. But then Snyder's comments like, well, I can't release it and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I think that moment, that's when everybody was like, no.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing was going to happen. Yeah. From the Snyder Con, like when he did that whole thing when he was talking to people at the, signings, and he's just like, but he did it just to fuck with us. He just to troll us. That's what
Thank
it
you,
was.
Fury of Firestorm. Don't stroke and drive, Shane. That's that means so many things. Where's Shane's hands, kids?
I don't know, man. This
Exactly.
one.
I am pretty excited, not gonna lie.
There's other
You can
things. Hold
multitask.
steering wheel. Somebody earlier said that you should be driving 10 and 2. You're driving unsafe. Oopsie.
Well, I would, but then this is what you would see the entire time. How obnoxious would that be? I don't have the hands for modeling. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
But yeah. So what else do you guys want to talk about? What other news happened today? You know, nothing.
Oh, I think Disney was trying to do some things today. There was that.
So I did not think that was initially like a conspiracy or anything like that. But then I started getting an obnoxious amount, not just like some of the Taylor Swift and whatever that we came across, but all of a sudden I'm getting a ton of sponsored posts for Disney Plus. It's on Twitter. It's on Instagram. I'm like, wait a minute. This is way too much to be a coincidence. The fact that, you know, and I know relatively how some of those posts work. You know, they're targeted towards some sort of group. So like it was kind of weird. And I don't believe in a ton of conspiracies, but man, that was very odd.
Oh, for sure, dude. They were definitely like trying to piggyback off this like huge fire that Zack Snyder started. You know, it's amazing.
Thank you, JN. Cheers, guys. You guys deserve everything you did. It was great fighting the war by your side. We won. We can actually put a mission accomplished banner up and it won't look stupid.
The Bush one, yeah.
Oh man, dude. I saw someone ask earlier, are we gonna do like live watch alongs of Zack Snyder's Justice League? I mean, really, are you? Yeah,
dude. Yeah. Like what?
Yeah. We're definitely doing that. It'll probably be us, maybe even more. We might get some other people involved with us doing this, and and stuff like that. We might be doing a big watch along with this for the most part. As many people as we could fit on StreamYard. I think it's 6. So
I saw you guys talk about the Hollywood Reporter, how they might split it up into a series or keep it into one giant movie. Which one do you guys rather out of that? Or do you want to answer this question first?
Yeah, let me do this real quick because super chat. Thank you. All sports. Tease.
I'll take Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern. All right.
I've seen Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern. That people have been floating that one like crazy. And the other safe one I thought was Dave Bautista, just because he worked on Army of the Dead.
Yeah.
He said some things. I could see him being possibly involved, maybe doing something, maybe Lobo, who knows, something like that.
That'd be cool. Yeah, reincorporate a different character for sure. That would be awesome.
Yeah, man. Or Bane. There you go. It's perfect. Yeah.
So what was your question again?
Oh yeah. The streaming. Is it gonna be episodes or a movie?
I don't know. I mean, I think most of us would maybe prefer a full-length film.
Yeah,
but
like
at the
a 4-hour movie.
Yeah, but at the same time, breaking up in episodes, I'm a huge anime fan, and that's kind of like how anime works, is always ending you on a huge cliffhanger and stuff like that. I really did like the episodic form of The Hateful Eight on Netflix. But the thing with that, though, was that it was all available at once, so you just kind of ran with it anyway. And I was able to stop at a certain point, so I guess that was the thing. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Episodes, I could see why episodic is interesting, at least from Snyder's point of view and HBO Max, is because that draws. If people are going to subscribe because of this Snyder Cut, there's a chance if you make it 6 episodes, that's 2 months at least. If you do it weekly, and that's 2 months selling at $14.99 or $11.99, whatever it is. So that brings in, you're roughly paying almost $30 to watch this thing. Yeah. So that means a lot more revenue, a lot more revenue. And it just seems like if Snyder's the one that came up with the idea, because that's what it says in the Hollywood Reporter article, he must have, the way the movie is set up, he must have some like really like, I could just see like fucking like he'll end on like Darkseid's eyes glowing or something, and then cut to black. Mm-hmm. And like I could see him doing that. We'd just be like, no.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that too happening. Like like the whole like one episode could be like them recruiting Cyborg or something, and the next episode they're recruiting Flash, and it's just like that. Those are the episodes, right? And it
Something
ends
like
with the
that.
big
Yeah,
battle. Yeah.
I could see
So
that.
I could see anyway. I'll take it anyway. But yeah, go ahead, Shay.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I could see him maybe rearranging it from what his initial idea was. You know, when there was the mandate that they wanted to cut it to whatever 2.5 hours. I could see them potentially changing the way that it's structured to fit, episodic television. Essentially, I'm curious what the statistics around, kind of like what Matt had talked about, with if they can show more based on episodes, if they can pull more people in that way because you're generating buzz, each week versus, something like, yeah, that's a great idea. 4-hour cut for us fans and chapters for other people. But versus like just releasing a movie and getting a splurge of subscriptions right away. I don't know what the statistics around that would be in terms of what they would prefer. But I'm just happy to see it. I talked about this a little bit earlier. Part of me would be kind of bummed that if we get the cock tease every week after this whole thing. But at the same time, regardless, if we have it at all, it'd be fantastic.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I could just see how both could work for HBO Max. A series or episodic form could be more lucrative for them, and it could be the way he does the future. I mean, we got to think about Justice League 2 and 3, finishing the 5-film arc. If this is truly successful, does he finish his 5-film arc? And that may be the way he has to do it, to save money and production costs and stuff like that. Maybe forming it into an episode series makes it a little bit cheaper, other than having a big sets and everything like that. And maybe he can do something like that. That could be the future for the 5-film arc, is that it becomes an episodic feature. So...
And he got around 30 million, right? He got like around 30 million, right?
Yeah, 20 to 30 million, it says, to finish this one. But now, so when it comes to the rest of it, if this is truly successful, how much will HBO Max, Warner Media, AT&T, how much could they dump into this series to finish out this arc? And will those actors, Ben Affleck and mainly Henry Cavill, come back and be part of that?
I'm sure they will. One of the things that I thought about with the Toby Emmerich stuff in the Hollywood Reporter article, I found very intriguing in terms of like, I wonder how much influence he wants to have, and potentially, and this is me obviously riding this high of optimism right now. Could that mean, like Matt just mentioned, finishing his arc? And could it also possibly mean actually reincorporating the DC extended universe, or whatever you want to call it, the DC universe, into what Snyder has already established, and start bringing things back in? And then all of a sudden you have, maybe Ayer's cut of Suicide Squad, and and it starts becoming a little bit more intriguing, where they're like, actually, let's make that canon, and the other stuff, we'll just push off to the side. And then you start maybe incorporating, maybe bring Jared Leto back. Again, this is me riding the optimism train right now, but that part in that article, it really got the wheels turning a little bit of like what this could potentially mean for the future, and if this is successful, and why I was like, okay, they released it, I'm signing up for HBO Max. I was on the fence big time, but I wanted it to almost seem like, and I hope others do the same, a very direct reflection of. Release the Snyder Cuts trending on Twitter, for those of you who get the hashtag right, unlike myself. And
fucker.
That's trending on Twitter, and all of a sudden we see a jump in subscriptions. I wanted there to be some sort of correlation, so they can look back and go, okay, this is showing something, and then as it starts to get released, maybe they start to bring the universe back in one.
Do you want to head inside, Shane? Because I know you're parked now. You're at home.
Yeah.
and Lantern and I can take it over. If you want to join back in later, you can.
Okay. Yeah. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks, Matt. I might jump back on here shortly, possibly if you guys are still going. But if not, thank you guys, man. It's been fantastic, and what a ride. This has been awesome. Lantern, thanks for joining.
No problem, man. Get back on here, man. Hurry up. We're still in the car.
All right, guys.
All right, man.
All right. Yeah, dude. I could see it all going, the series route and stuff. But I'm wondering if they're going to try test the Snyder Cut, right? Like this whole, the Snyder Cut releasing on HBO Max. Like, is it just a test run? Like if everybody loves it, then we'll get the rest of his story. They're just letting him finish what he has now.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like is happening like right now. But
do you think this question, will it also release
oh
on
yeah,
Blu-ray afterward? I think
oh yeah,
afterwards you can always see that
like a year afterwards.
Warner Media is
Yeah.
not going to pass up the chance to double dip. They
Yeah.
they will double dip, and after this thing has its run, and hopefully it's super successful, they will release a Blu-ray, a Steelbook, all that shit. They will eventually release it all.
Yeah.
It'll take a little bit. You'll have to wait a little bit longer, but for that DVD, that physical copy. But if it's successful, Warner Media is not going to hesitate to double dip at all.
Yeah, all the DC Universe shows are on Blu-ray. Yeah, you can get all of them on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And now they're going to like CW and Sci-Fi and stuff like that. So, how much did Army of the Dead cost? I know he was budgeted for $90 million with that. Netflix gave him $90 million for that. I don't know if he used all of it, but he was budgeted for it for sure.
He knows how to keep shit under budget. That's why the big studios love him. That's a big reason why they love Zack Snyder.
Yeah. Plus, he was doing a lot of new things using natural light a lot of the times, from what I was reading, and some other things like that. He probably went way under budget on this one for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know anything about Impractical's Joker, so Shane probably watches that.
It's a good show. Yeah, it's a good show. But yeah, man. What a fucking day, man.
Oh,
what a fucking day.
Ray Porter did a nice little picture with a picture of a Darkseid Funko Pop right next to a bottle of Guinness. And a lot of people were like, oh, he's, Darkseid drinking. Yeah, cheers, bro. Everything. But I think everybody forgot Peter Guinness is Desaad. And that's what he was. And that's what I think that was. And a lot of people forgot that.
I just put a Stone Cold gif under him with him like smashing the beers.
Oh,
I want to get hammered right now, man. I know.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people forgot Peter Guinness is Desaad, is the voice of Desaad anyway. Yeah. At least he made them some motion caption and stuff like that. So, but so it was Desaad and Guinness. Desaad's Guinness anyway. Yeah, dude, it's so crazy when you think about it, man, that they did this. Emmerich, if Hollywood Reporter is reporting this accurately, and that's not just kind of like a soft piece to try to get them into this without like necessarily Snyder shitting all over them for possibly what they did to him and stuff like that. Yeah, man, if Emmerich's the one that came crawling back, that's so bittersweet. That's so awesome.
I mean, money talks, man. Like, there's nothing they can't hide from this shit,
Later in the episodes,
Patty Dom. I want to say they would come back to direct stuff. I mean, they're doing a lot of stuff. If Zack Snyder would probably hire smaller directors and give them a chance or something like that. At least that's what I would imagine he would do. I mean, if we're all for like new up and coming artists and stuff like that. But
I think what will happen is that this HBO Max thing, whatever happens with Snyder's version,
or he's going to direct it all. Yeah.
It's gonna be a really super Elseworld type thing, because not only is it gonna have the same characters, but it's gonna be told in a completely different story than what you're seeing. Aquaman is not gonna have the same adventures in Aquaman 2, and it's probably not gonna reflect at all in what Snyder's doing anymore. Same thing with Wonder Woman, and same thing with any future maybe Man of Steel movies might reflect it, because they're going to try to take him off into a better way now, because basically Justice League shit all over him, and they're probably going to try to rejuvenate that character back into the mix. So it depends. It really depends. I mean, this could get you, and I mean, Flash is probably going to be separated from this for the most part.
Flashpoint paradox, man. That's like a huge possibility here, especially with this Snyder cut and everything. Be a great way to separate everything if they want to do that, because obviously WWE doesn't know what the fuck to do with all their goddamn shit.
Dude, seriously, and I think that's what AT&T is sitting back and looking at. Like, you have some of the biggest IPs in the world,
and they haven't done anything with them in like 5 years. 5.
And you guys made a Birds of Prey movie. Like, I'm all down for comic book movies and stuff like that, but it's just like it just felt so asinine at the end of the day that we got a Birds of Prey movie before a Man of Steel, before a Cyborg movie, before any kind of real Green Lantern movie. I mean, all those characters, Flash, all that too, man, but yet we got a Birds of Prey, so it's just kind of weird.
Asinine.
And we'll see what happens now with the Ayer cut. I really do think. I mean, did you see some of those tweets by fucking David Ayer?
I saw the one where he put the Joker in the gift. And I think that he said "wow" to like the Snyder cut. That's about all I saw.
There was let's see.
I think the Joker one was pretty amazing. Like he's gonna start promoting his Suicide Squad now. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just like, this shit worked. He's gonna start doing it.
Yeah, he did the congratulations. He did this one. The congratulations to there. Even Jay Oliva was jumping into this thing. Your version of Suicide Squad someday. I mean, Jay Oliva was also bouncing around too, talking a bunch of shit too. It was pretty funny. He was fucking. I saw him. I felt like I saw him in almost every article posting saying, "I thought it didn't exist." I swear, I felt like I saw him.
Jay Oliva's like a classic troll, man. He's great.
He's a sniper, man. He is a sniper.
Where's that, man?
Yeah, dude. There it is. There's the Joker gif or like the video.
Yeah, like what the? I've never seen that version of it. You know what I'm saying? Like that looks.
I am different.
I've never seen that costume.
I am different. Fuck your opinion. If that's not.
He really likes the damage tattoo. Is what he's saying. He really likes that damage tattoo. I'll take it, man. I'll take more Joker.
Oh, dude, I would totally love that. This was Shane's post here. Like we were trying to stay civil and shit, and like we weren't gonna say anything, and then all of a sudden I see this. Shane lost it. He couldn't. He's like, you know what? Fuck you guys. He couldn't take it anymore. So, oh man, it was a nonstop day. Like I said, Shane and I joined the HBO Max Club today.
You know what? I'm not doing that till like the Snyder Cut comes out. Like I'm gonna wait till like the month before. They ain't gonna get my money this early. You know what I'm saying? I need proof. That's out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and of course, I mean, look at this though. Look at Zack Snyder's post, man. This thing has been up. How long has this thing been?
That's
up?
A straight poster, man. I'd buy that poster. You know.
Oh, that's a really nice poster. Only on HBO Max 2021.
Yeah.
Fucking, it's already almost up to 90,000 likes already. Like this thing just blew up. And even Looney Tunes
touches. Oh yeah.
Even Looney Tunes did this, and I did my own little. I say. Dude, oh man, it just this. I mean, everything is trending right now. Anything that even remotely deals with Justice League is freaking trending right now. It's insane. Like Wonder Woman, Henry Cavill, Snyder is trending for some fucking reason. Joss Whedon was trending for a little bit.
Fake Josh Whedon account that got a shit ton of likes.
Oh, is that maybe why?
Yeah,
I did see that account. I saw that account. He's like, it was like, screw you guys. I gave you a masterpiece or something like that. I did see that account.
That'd be hysterical though if he supported it. That'd be great. Why wouldn't he support it? Really? I mean, it's the original director's movie. It's not like it was his movie to begin with. I mean, I don't know.
Now we just need freaking Jeff Johns to come out. Your favorite guy right there.
Oh yeah, man. What, dude, if he came out and he supported it, my God, the internet would fucking explode.
I guess we'll listen to Jason Momoa's comments here on this. See if I can get this loud enough.
See that?
Shit.
See that shit?
Listening to Metallica.
See that shit? You put it out there. You believe that?
We knew it was fucking happening, man.
HBO Max, man. I can't believe it.
I better fucking
there's
stop
a better
that.
video of it. I clipped that on I'm gonna put that in my new video. but
his one from yesterday was glorious, dude. I was like, oh shit, fucking him screaming it and shit like that. That was so fucking great.
Can we talk about Jody's Corner for a second? Did you see that 25 video He did, complaining that this happened.
No, did he really?
It's hysterical, dude. I'm definitely gonna fucking roast that. There's no way I'm gonna let that go.
Yeah,
It's-
this was Jason Momoa yesterday.
Yeah.
Release the fucking Snyder cut.
What is that? Dude, he knew. Like he had to
What are
have
we
known.
waiting for? Some goodies in there.
Zach told
I'm just
him.
gonna go ahead and put it out there. So hopefully, generally the shit I put out there comes true. Let's hope it does. Release the fucking Snyder cut, man.
Gotta love that shit, man.
Dude, he's
That's
so
straight
good.
up fucking great shit right there.
But Zach had to give him a call. He had to. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. Well, he even says in that Hollywood Reporter article that it was like Ray Fisher was the first one, and then he went down the line and stuff like that. So
That's wild. That's wild that Hollywood Reporter knows all those details. They talked to Zack Snyder himself? Is that what happened?
yeah, they had a bunch of Snyder quotes. They talked to Deborah. They had a whole collaboration of executives, Snyders, and everything. They actually got comment from the Snyders after all this, because before it was always no comment. He never talked about it.
That's wild.
But where is Shane's car? He just got home, so he might join us here again shortly, so he can get back on a normal setup and everything. I was actually surprised that even worked. That he was able to remotely worked. He actually sounded pretty decent.
Hey, man.
Oh, Russ Barnes, Matt, come from my clout. So Russ here. If anybody heard the comment I made earlier, Russ is the one that made this comment about how old Hollywood only can tell you how it can't or won't happen, not how it can happen. And Russ is the one that I saw make that quote. I think a very telling quote about Hollywood.
That's some Gandhi shit, man. That's some Gandhi shit.
Russ got the billboard, man. He got a picture of that billboard, and then everybody was saying, like, look at this billboard. It has all the HBO Max, or it has all the Justice League characters on it. It's all there. That was a great billboard, too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Gal Gadot liked the post. Yeah, that makes sense for the most part. Mm-hmm. I hope she did.
Dude, it don't matter at this point. Everything's semantics. Like, it's getting the announcement fucking just seals the deal, man. We're getting it no matter what. It's too much, man.
Yeah. I don't know how true this is, but that was what Snyder said. He's like, oh, I got to shut my phone off because Momo is texting me. And I could just release the Snyder. I could just see him or sending pictures of him like doing that shit. Release the fucking Snyder gun, man. Just say it already. Oh, dude, that yeah, this thing caught a lot of people off guard, man. A lot of people off guard. I think people were like the haters and stuff are saying that the virus, the pandemic right now is what caused this. They felt desperate, but really that's what accelerated the announcement.
Yeah,
it was gonna happen. I mean, the Hollywood Reporter establishes it was gonna happen before that, but this thing really just accelerated things more than ever. That's what happened. And we've been hearing about it for such a long time that this thing was gonna happen. It was gonna happen, and we're just waiting for all the nooks and crannies and to get filled out. I think it was waiting for Danny Garcia to get off her high horse and let Cavill do what he wants to freaking do instead of trying to dictate what he's gonna do.
Yeah. I mean, the screenings were like for the Snyder Cut for the executives was like February 1st or something like that. So like way before so way before the coronavirus hit America, like the world, really,
or became a pandemic here. Before it became a pandemic in the United States, it was. So so this was gonna happen. Just people are making excuses. The Jody Corners thing you were talking about, I don't know. I never heard of that guy. Well, I did see a Gob video a long time ago on him, but I didn't know who he was, so I never really cared about the video that much. But then I saw that whole thing, and that was the thing that really pissed me off. Like, it was Bill Jet Ramey and Andy Signore were like the two people, not necessarily on my shit list, but like you two just dug holes so deep, and including this Jody Corners guy. You guys you push so hard against something because you were so certain things, because people are just trapped in those old ways, and you were just so certain of this, and you just put your necks out there, and now they just got cut right off. And Campia too. I mean, he's another one.
I can't wait for that video. I cannot wait to see that.
He's still saying, I saw somebody post the thing where he's saying they should just release it as is. Don't put any more money into it.
Well, I thought it was apples or something. Was he calling it apples or watermelons?
Yeah, watermelons, apples, and watermelons.
What happened to that?
Dude, just stop, man. Just stop. And it's just like you need to learn that things are different. Streaming is the future, and people and industries want content. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Disney sees this and starts thinking about maybe a JJ cut could be in order, or maybe a longer extended version of either Infinity War or Endgame. I can see them trying to milk a franchise like that.
Dude.
If this is that successful, this might open up the doors to seeing the actual vision of a director. I mean, what a fascinating concept that could be.
Well, WB they hit the lottery. I mean, they got a $200+ million movie that no one's seen before. Like, I mean, this is great for a streaming service. Like, because they don't want to spend more than $100 million on any given film, and now you have this one sitting here that has all this money in it. You might as well release it. No other streaming platform could do that right now. So. Yeah, man.
Yeah, and you get the air cut. Anything else? I mean, I saw some people making jokes about like any other movies that they WB might have tampered with. They could put on there now. I mean, I was even thinking, hey, maybe the Kathy Yan cut of Birds of Prey. I mean, I don't know how much they screwed with it, but hey, I don't like the movie. I don't like the movie either. But I will always give a director a chance in some sense. I will always do my best to give a director a chance, even a little indie director that had no idea what she was doing.
Did you see Jeepers Creepers 3? Just give any director a chance. You said it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, who's this guy? Matthew. He's a disbeliever.
Disbeliever. A disbeliever in what? What can you disbelieve right now?
It's still happening. Dude. People were still. What was it? I think it was like the Ringer article that they posted today. People were still at the bottom saying it doesn't exist after today. They still were saying it doesn't exist after today. There was still
just trolling, or they're trolling, or they're woefully ignorant. Like, this is like,
dude, this is like, how are you on Twitter and not seeing this? Like, even at all? And why don't you read the article they posted? Because the article states that it's being released, but you're not reading the damn thing. And so, oh shit, okay. And now we're going back to a threesome, a menage a trois.
Threesome.
Boom.
What up?
Good. We stalled long enough. Here we go.
And water is wet. There we go. Yeah, people are still denying that it exists. It's kind of funny. I don't know if you saw any of that, Shane, on your Twitter escapades, but there were still people in the bottom of articles and stuff saying, like, how can they release something that doesn't exist? Like,
still?
There were still some of them, and I was just like, what? How?
That's the exact stuff that I was talking about earlier, where I was trying to take the high road, and then I just get frustrated as all hell because people are just dumb. I don't understand it. It's mind-boggling sometimes. I swear.
Marcus D. I don't drink coffee. Okay, I've seen you ask that question about 6 times now. Like, I don't drink coffee. All right, this is all natural. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, continue on here.
That's funny.
Oh, yeah, that's the other guy, that Robert Storms guy.
That's like one of my first roast videos I made.
You should start like reposting those, or like redoing them somehow, post them back up.
Dude, there's so much videos to go through, man. It's crazy how many people were on for so long about this. Dan Merle from Screen Junkies came out, and he actually said he was wrong. So I kind of respect that. But yeah,
and there's some people that are taking it on the chin. They're going with it for the most part. Even that Andy Signor guy is like, "What? I'm wrong," which was really funny when I sent that tweet to Shane, and Shane said, "Fuck that guy." That was it. That was all it was. I was like, well, short and sweet.
I wonder if people think I look like Shannon Carr now.
Is that
see how that works? My eyes.
Dude, we have a new guy. Oh my God, Shane's back.
Where'd Shane go?
Oh, dude. But man, out of all the years that we've been following stuff, all the merch and stuff like that, I mean, we still got, and when you really think about it, all the high that we're experiencing now, we still got like 6 more months, maybe 7 more months before it's released.
Yeah, it's coming out December 30th, 2021.
Dude, and it's weird because Army of the Dead got pushed back too.
Yeah,
it looks like it was supposed to drop in October, and it looks like they're holding it off. I think it comes down to the fact that they want to do what they did with The Irishman. I think they want to give it a brief theatrical release, and since the theaters aren't open, they don't want to release it yet, because it just seemed like to me it was a perfect time to drop it during Halloween, and it looks like now they're postponing it. So I guess it's going to be a Christmas movie. Who the fuck knows?
Right. Nothing better than
that'd be fitting for sure.
Apparently, you need to go back in your car, Shane, because everybody.
I wanted to. Yeah, that's what she said. All right, there you go.
I think he's talking about your pop filter. It looks like a smaller steering wheel.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Oh, also, for going back on the hand thing,
apparently we're gonna do this from now on like that.
Get him off, boo! Boo this man. I drive a stick shift. That's why I wasn't 10 and 2. Matt had mentioned that earlier, I guess. So.
No one knows what that is. Anyway.
Right.
Oh man. Will we see more R-rated movies from WB now that they know it sells?
Suicide Squad, man. I don't know.
Apparently James Gunn's Suicide Squad is going to be R. I mean, then you look at all their animated movies, a lot of that whole animated universe, like half of them were R. Half of them were rated R. Joker, I mean, it looks like to me that was the other thing that I was thinking about. So one thing I never felt like came up in all this is like, what will this be rated? For the most part, what will Zack Snyder's Justice League be rated? So if you think about it, if they break it up into an episodic series, that just makes it TVMA. You know, it's the same as South Park and everything else. So that means you can kind of fudge with it and still kind of be. I feel like TVMA is more forgivable because you can put that on TV. I mean, South Park is on TV, and you can do that stuff with the language and everything like that. So I feel like that's a little bit more flexible with these characters, that you could make it a TVMA series instead of an R-rated movie. So I did find that kind of an interesting idea.
Yeah, I feel like Snyder is in the driver's seat, if you may.
Oh yeah,
if you will, and how pretty much how he wants it, how he intended it, is probably how we're gonna see it. So yeah, TVMA it's probably has to be somewhat marketable, I would think, but I could see him definitely pushing the limits, specifically when it comes to things like Darkseid and how Steppenwolf is supposed to die and things like that. I could see him pushing it a little bit further. But yeah, that's a good point.
Eric Blake just lost control.
That's not a bad movie right there. Where's that movie?
Yeah. Release that cut. What have we been fighting for this whole time?
Is that on that special website called X Videos? Is that?
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to go back to this comment real quick. I will say, and without divulging too much detail of where I work and what I do, but it has to do basically with shipping. And when I was on our dock and I'm kind of scrolling through like I wasn't supposed to be, and I'm kind of looking at Twitter, and there was a point where I felt like not really overcome with emotion, but I was like, holy shit, like it's actually happened. I think it might have been initially Matt's text to me. And then I when I got on Twitter, and it was just mainly like happy for fans and happy for I talked about this earlier, but the Snyder family themselves and you know, everything that family has been through. Where I'm like, holy crap! Like I feel like we've done something for a close friend. You know, you kind of back and help through hard times or something. Like it was cool. It was an awesome feeling. So I could see people, you know, who talk about like, man, I want to cry. I was tearing up. Like I can't believe, just overcome with emotion. And that's also something that you don't get very often from movies at all.
Especially DC movies of recent. We had such highs before.
Yeah,
Man of Steel and BVS. That excitement that we used to have kind of fell apart. Like Lantern and I were talking earlier, like out of all the properties, you're doing Birds of Prey and other shit, and it's just like ridiculous. You never got that high again, like you did with that first BVS trailer or first Man of Steel trailer. Yeah, and then today, off of one picture, I got so pumped up.
Yeah,
and I was so excited. I just couldn't believe it. Oh wait, wrong one. There we go. I wanted to share this real quick.
Yes,
I did want to share this real quick. Thank you to I'm gonna butcher the hell out of this, Alessandro Candido.
Candido. Candioti? Candioti?
Candioti. He says he's from Peru. So, that's probably the reason why I can't. But thank you for this artwork, man. It's amazing, and it's very forgiving for the
Very
most
true
part.
to life.
Yes. Shane's hair. Yeah. Shane's hair in my gut.
That's spot on. He's got it.
But the wrestling tie-in here with the wrestling boots.
Super cool. I thought that was awesome.
Honestly, also, I love our logo, but I feel like you made our logo look better here. It pops so much here. So we're obviously in contact with you, Alessandro. So we're gonna be talking to you more because this was great. This was awesome, and thank you very much for that.
Yeah, a pleasant surprise, specifically on this friggin' long week that I've had so far. That was another time where I was a little bit overcome with emotion of like, holy crap, someone took the time to draw us two idiots. Like, that was awesome, very cool.
Someone wants to troll me now, apparently. Star Wars directing it after hating Thor Ragnarok.
Dude, he might reprise his role in the next Green Lantern movie.
Maybe that's the person he's going to get.
Oh, there we go.
That's a big cameo right there.
God, I always forget that he was in that.
I remember the pic Matt, you posted with you getting all the Man of Steel tickets at the Walmart. That
was Shane.
That's you, Shane?
Yeah. Good times, man.
I was in that exact same, not the exact same line, but I was in the same spot.
You were in the same line?
It's the same line.
You must have been the other three people.
I was going to say,
I was the only one in there.
Yeah, same here. But it just shows, and I've told this story before, but I was so invested in that movie. At fault at sometimes because at the time, this was a little bit before I was familiar with Reddit, if Reddit even existed at that time. But I was in on a Facebook group message that was constantly posting, and it was people that were looking for leaked anything and behind the scenes and potential scripts. I remember reading someone's version. I think it was essentially the Smallville fight, but it went down way differently and how they looked at it. And I was just so overwhelmed. I watched anytime an actor was on a talk show. I was watching it. I was looking for every clip, every scene, and I essentially had watched the majority of the movie. And to go back again, fitting for this week, and that popped up in my Facebook memories because I got a ton of tickets for all my friends and stuff, and was trying to make like an event out of it because it was so big that we're getting a different take on a Superman. And super fun. And unfortunately, there weren't a ton of people in line. I do remember all the Walmart workers had capes on, and then they had that sign, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm stoked!" And I was the first person in line, and then there were like 3 people who lined up behind me. But cool.
I got there like 4:00 in the morning. Like, wait, I thought there was gonna be a huge line and shit. And nope,
that's awesome. That's commitment.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. But that was also us for Green Lantern. Shane and I, we showed up because that's back in the midnight showings. And there was no assigned seats or anything like that. And we showed up at like 8:30 or 8 or something like that, really fucking early, because we did that before for other movies, for Dark Knight and other Marvel and some other movies too. I think like Wolverine, maybe as well. Whatever the Origins, which was probably more regrettable in that one
than even Green Lantern.
It's a toss-up, man.
But yeah, we got there and we look at one of the workers walking by. We're like, "Hey, man, where's the line for Green Lantern?" And he's like, "Oh, well, it's empty right now. You could just stand right there. You could start the line." And we're like, "Oh." So we just dragged a bench over.
Yeah.
and then sat there and we're like waiting, and we were the only motherfuckers there.
Yeah, in the entire theater. I have great pictures of that too that pop up on my memories every year or whatever of Matt. Like he's like, like
that empty theater. It was sad times.
Good times.
But now we're in good times, guys, because that's right. Zack Snyder's Justice League, this is so weird when you're trying to point to the right shit, is going to be released on HBO Max in 2021. The movie that we thought we'd never see, hell, even Snyder himself thought was never going to be seen, is going to be seen by all. Good. Oh, Mighty Pegasus, hey, Victor.
The guy who's going to be on the fucking set. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking Victor.
He
If you
might
need
be
a
high.
stand-in, I'm your guy.
He already said I'm his +1. He had already stated that. I have video proof of it.
Wait a minute, we'll fight for that.
Well,
I told-
he's gonna put a little camera on his hat or something, right? He's gonna like record everything, right? That's what the deal.
GoPro.
Right?
We'll get
Right.
we'll get you a GoPro, and you can just
Yeah.
like strap, or you can wear it. You got a man satchel or something like that, like those little man purse and stuff. And you can put that in there. Be old school and shit.
Right.
Spy it.
Walking around with the camera.
Oh, man. That's awesome, man. It's fucking happening.
Oh yeah, Joe Manganiello's tweet. Yeah, so that was kind of interesting because let me see if I can find that again. It was basically talking about the actual end credit scene for the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League, and Joe Manganiello retweeted that. Oh, also Subway. I forgot about Subway's in this too. Our unofficial sponsor.
Subway know about it? Do they know about
with Manganiello's tweet, it made me wonder if there was
there it
actually a
is.
slightly different version of.
From what
of
I
the
understand, let's go back to this because I'll show his tweet. So from what I understand, so is Variety and the original end credit scene. From what I understand, it's not much different than what we saw. It's just instead of saying, should we get a league of our own? It's like basically saying he needs him to kill Batman. It was supposed to lead up into a Ben Affleck Batman movie for the most part. That's what I understand. So I'm not quite sure exactly what he's getting at there because it's not like a Batman movie, or is it?
Well, the original post-credit scene, like with Lex Luthor on the yacht, right?
Yeah.
Josh Whedon reshot all of Lex Luthor's lines, so there's a whole another thing that happens, right, with him and Deathstroke. But the actual yacht thing is like that's really actually, that was a scene. In Snyder's version. Zack Snyder has a behind-the-scenes photo of him on the yacht with a Deathstroke. So
so that's why I don't think it's changed too much for the most part.
Probably some huge dialogue's going to change and stuff like that. I bet that's what's strange about all of this. Like he's going to get his very original like version and stuff like that. The one that ties into like the Batman movie and like a Justice League Part 2 and stuff like that. Like, that I'm like, are they gonna bring back Ben Affleck to do some more movies? I mean, he's still in shape. I've seen those photos. Like he's staying in shape for his lady.
Well,
so
now that he's turning his life around, it wouldn't surprise me. Like that would be awesome. And I'm not gonna get my hopes too high for that. I'm still Robert Pattinson, man, is disappointing me on a daily, especially with the latest information that came out. But at the same time, that'd be fantastic if somehow Ben Affleck got incorporated. Maybe it's different scenes and new scenes or something like that. In terms of, you had mentioned a Lantern about everything is going to be it's going to be so different from what we initially had seen. And it was weird in the Hollywood Reporter article. He talks about, from his estimation, from what other people had said, a fourth of the movie was his. I feel like that's not even accurate. I feel like that's
less.
a random guesstimation, and we are probably going to be shocked at how much what is completely different. Like it's probably going to feel, aside from maybe glimpses here or there of like, oh yeah, that's from the other movie, the shall not be named movie kind of thing. That I feel like it's going to be entirely different, which will be cool and exciting.
Yeah. I can't imagine a Justice League film without the Henry Cavill mustache. I just can't like envision what it looks like. Like what does Superman's scenes look like?
Right? Yeah, no kidding. Good.
Very
also,
good.
Well, I think the thing that's he's probably Snyder's going off of is like, some of those scenes might have been his, but they've been altered so much. Like the Itchy scene, or the Itchy and the Smell Good scene. Those are Snyder scenes. Like you can tell by the mustache. That's him, but that's ADR work. They're dubbing over what they actually said. And so it's been switched. So that is like a Snyder scene, like visually, but with the dialogue, it's Whedon. So that's the thing. I'm wondering, and how many scenes are so altered at one point, it's going to be unrecognizable.
Yeah. You're not even going to recognize it.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, I think we're gonna just call it there, guys. I think we're all crashing a little bit and shit like
A long
that.
day. Yeah.
Shane in car to Shane in studio. I know he's had a really long day. So thanks again to everybody that joined us for this stuff.
We got more than 10 people.
I was actually surprised because everybody's streaming right now.
Yeah,
everybody's streaming right now. So I was surprised.
Thank you guys who popped in, checked in. We had a couple different guests on this one, but thank you. I mean, it's cool. This whole day has been super overwhelming. That's why I wanted to make sure Matt and I had talked about potential. This was Matt's idea of like, hey, you want to do it on your drive home? I'm like, let's do it. Long day at work, but have to talk about it. It's fantastic. Glad we were able to get together. The three amigos or whatever the hell you want to call us.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, dude, from the very beginning, man, for such a long time, this is what we all interacted. We all done podcasts and stuff like that. And to everybody that's ever watched us, thank you so much for any support that we've ever gotten. People donating in the super chat thing. That's crazy that anybody would give us schmucks money at all.
Yeah.
You have no idea when you guys give us money how like fucking baffled I am by that. Because it just doesn't. Sometimes it just doesn't seem like it would actually happen.
Sometimes. Yeah, absolutely. But it is such a huge thing for us. We greatly appreciate it. It helps us kind of piece things together and continue to go for three trailer trash people, if I may. And end up getting a decent amount of stream, people and views and stuff like that. It's awesome. It's cool, humbling for sure.
Yeah.
You guys deserve every penny you get. You know what I'm saying? Your guys' channel is awesome. I recognize that early. Not gonna brag that I was early on something. I'm not gonna brag about that.
I do remember when we had less than 100. You popping up in our comments.
Yep, for sure.
And I think somebody just posted that comment actually recently. It might have been Shadow Vessel posted that comment recently saying you said like, wow, a DC podcast that doesn't shit on DC or something to that effect. It was like your first comment ever to us. And I know we were probably less than 100 subs at the time. So, and so many years later, we've, somewhat tripled that. So
a little bit, Yeah, good shit.
Just getting started.
Oh, man.
MOS commentary from Shane in his car.
Just him in the car.
Don't tempt me, Jose. Don't tempt me. I did tell a story about the movie that I watched, and it's not distracted driving because I'm in tune. All right, I have it off to the side, but I did watch Man of Steel on my way to Southern California on a family trip. I was like, I'm throwing it up there. Everyone's got their headphones in. I'm gonna watch Man of Steel, so don't tempt me. Probably not safe.
Apparently, everybody's missing riding with the marks. Jeez.
Man. We can only go so many places.
Well, yeah. I guess we could just drive around now doing those. So, all right, guys. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Lantern. Thank you, Shane.
Yes, thank you, Lantern.
Thank you, Mr. Everett.
The V for victory, man.
Yes, V for victory.
Churchill.
V for fucking Ray Fisher, man. After seeing his Twitch stream, dude got emotional about things, and he's super excited. And I'm excited to see what Cyborg, the heart of the film, looks like.
He wins, man. Oh yeah, he's the one that wins big, man. Because this was his first big film, and he got cut out the most. So, yeah, I'm happy for Ray Fisher finally getting his due. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks again for joining us. Take care. And what's the other thing? In case I don't see you.
It's been a long day. Good afternoon, good evening.